India is entering into capitalism just now. Capitalism is new for India. Plastics is about 20 years old in India. Before that, people used to eat in banana leaves. They packed their food in banana leaves. India had a very organic culture, but it was not understood because it was not neat and tidy. The plastic cultures look very efficient, very tidy. So for a modern mind, a modernist, a simplistic mind sees that as efficiency, and the organic culture as inefficient, primitive. So with all this, India's feminism was never understood. The feminine culture in India simply comes from the higher ideals held by the Indian spiritual cultures, that the creative aspect of Brahman is more relevant than Brahman itself. So the creative became the central theme of India. So she is the Kali Devi, Saraswati Devi, all these goddesses, Lakshmi, all of them, every one of them are the representative of this feminine. So when this feminine was so honored in India, the male population of India honored this in their daily rituals, in their temples. The females in India, unconsciously or subconsciously, were honored. They were acknowledged. They knew that they are the central aspect. They are the central most revered aspect of life in India. So in this process, the fears of Indian women were much less. And Indian men, by veneering this feminine aspect, also didn't understand dysfunctions. They didn't understand to assert on power. Feminism lives on love. Femininity is embodiment of love. So in India, the expression of love was more important. Hierarchy, power was a very new thing to India. In this sense, Indian women had freedom. Indian women had freedom to express their lives. Even their ornaments, their jewelry, their clothing, everything. A man has no say in an Indian woman's personal culture. She has her own personal culture. There's no fashion designers deciding for women. She has her own established personal culture. So she has her own freedom. And this also meant her own education. Even in the Kama Sutra, which is a text about 2000 AD, but for me it is a text, it's a commentary of the Veda. It's much earlier than what Orientologists offer. Orientologists offer is 2000 AD at least. The Kama Sutra argues that the girl child should be educated. With the education offered to a girl child, the Kama Sutra says, children born of her, even being boys, will be intelligent. So this is an idea of the Kama Sutra, which is at least 4th century AD, let us say. But it's a very old idea of freedom of woman. So women in India, and femininity and women were the same word in India. So with this, the male culture of India never developed the dysfunctional aspects at all. There were accusations in the past where Orientologists used to say Indian men are effeminate, Indian men are this, Indian men are that. I can show you volumes of books in the libraries. But these are all coming from power perspective, perspectives of hate, hierarchy. And this culture of power obscured the other cultures from seeing the validity of the femininity. So in India, even in India it's changing now. Indian men are learning to become dysfunctional. They're becoming chauvinist. they're becoming macho. Because education has changed. Education has changed the thinking processes of humanity. Now I think we should think carefully and say this is the last place for femininity, and we should help restore this and restore femininity throughout the world.